Hello my boys, good morning. I made my coffee again, I just came from the kitchen, and I'm proud to present my best league starter in Path of Exile. For those that don't know me yet, hey, you know what I mean? I've been league starting with Siege Ballista for more than 4 years in a row. So each league I only league start with Siege Ballista. This build it's pretty broken in my opinion, it's very strong, and you will complete your Atlas tree here very fast. So you will unlock your Atlas very fast and easy, you know, because we don't want to die a lot, we want to do good damage, and we don't want to invest a lot of currency. And then this build is ideal. Not to mention that this is a range attack, turrets auto-aim for you, so it's lazy play. Yeah, GGG launched the patch notes 2 days ago, and I stressed a little because they changed the bottom skill tree nodes a little, you know, not too much in the next league. And I started crying and I was mad and I was furious as I was reading these patch notes, so I was scrolling down. As the more I read, the more mad I become. But apparently, it's not that a big deal. So I did plenty of tests yesterday and I will show you gameplay footage of this build, how it performs, and it's fine. Actually, it's fine. So, in case you missed all the drama, they removed this one, Ironwood, and in this presentation I'll emulate this change. So basically I won't take Ironwood anymore, and I'll just use a simple Rumi's Concoction Granite Flask instead of Ironwood. And this solved all my issues, you know, I cried like a bitch yesterday for nothing. And the second thing that they did, they moved these totem nodes at the bottom slightly to the right. Let me show you. So here is the path of building, the totem nodes, they moved them from here to here. Basically that's it. So in any of my guides, if you see that I allocate the points here with the totems, now you will allocate them here. They are the same nodes, but they move them a little to the right. That's all that you need to do. So closer to point blank, here are the new Ballista totem nodes. Man, that's it. You know, I cried like a bitch whole day yesterday for nothing. So this is not that a big deal. You know, but enough talking, we should start with a map showcase, so you know what to expect. Before I do the map, I need to tell you a few things here. So, first of all, I'm level 100. To make it fair for all my viewers, because my viewers are sucky boys, I unspec'd 70 passive skill points. So here I'm emulating a level 83 character. Of course, if you will allocate more skill points, your character will become stronger. But it's already strong, I don't need all these skill points. And to make justice to everyone, I will not use this overpowered 7% increased dexterity, because I'm assuming you're a sucky boy, you don't make a lot of currency. That's why I'll use a budget alternative. So here, I will use flat dexterity synthesized rings. If you watch my build guide, which you should watch before league starting, you have here how to buy and craft your brares, you know, and here it's a cheap way to do it, you know, you don't need to think, you don't need to overpay, very easy. It's in the build guide, which, speaking of the build guide, is still viable. So even with this small change at the bottom, build guide it's 98% the same. So this is the only change, they move this from left to the right. That's it. Okay, my boys, we should start with a map showcase. Keep in mind, these items are basic from the guide, you know, nothing fancy, sincerely. Here, only fancy thing is the corruption plus one socketed gems, but the rest are pretty basic items. Here is a synthesized belt, you know, like in the build guide. So before you league start with this build, I suggest you start by doing the build. Now, the good news is that this build is pretty cheap. You can make it for 50 diviners. Now I know that in Necropolis League, we're late in Necropolis and the prices are crazy. You know, people went crazy, they put random prices, but you still should be able to do the build cheap. If you cannot afford with this corruption, buy it uncorrupted, it's fine. It will still destroy everything. So I call this build Map Destroyer simply because it destroys map. No, but I talk too much. Let's take some maps here and we will run them. We run 2 maps. So see how this build performs. And put it here and let's see, strongbox, we'll put strongbox, why not? Let's take some scarabs if we do strongbox, because you never know what you get, you know? You know what I'm saying? Okay, we put them here to choose the map and there. So let's see how this build performs if you never play this. So now you will understand why I always league start with Siege Ballista. And you'll see the build is fine even with these changes. Even with the Grace Aura nerf, they actually will bump up these bases, so quality will work differently in the next league and they will provide more evasion rating, so I was exaggerating for nothing. All these bases will go up in evasion, it will compensate. In the worst case scenario, we will use, where it is, some few dodges, maybe 2%, 3%, won't be a big deal, man, it's the same build. Okay, let's see how it performs. What's beautiful about this build, that it's a range attack. The totems auto-aim for you, so you don't need to think too much, man. You just move and place totems. You can even focus on dodging things. Look, it's such a beautiful build, man. That's why for 4 years in a row I only play this. You know, some players know about me. Once you do this build, you'll never go back. So this thing will unlock your Atlas on League Start very fast. And it's not expensive, which is great. Man, I can't do the trade now. I'm doing the showcase. Oh. Oh! I'm doing the showcase. Okay, now let's...
Can you be victorious twice in a row?
Yeah. I will not take Nico because it will give me that buff. So you want to see the damage, you know. And this build is not even maxed. Yeah, if I use synthesized ranks like this, if I use all my skill points here, you will be much more stronger. But I want to show people that even without taking 17 skill points and synthesized ranks is still great. Look, man. We'll do another map, okay. After this, let's do the single target. Let's check the single target. Oh, he doesn't want to die? He died. Oh, chance to craft an additional item. Man, it's my lucky day. This is more divines, you know. Yeah. 4 divines, I will put it 4 divines. This is for the good showcase, you know, you get rewarded. Yeah. Let's take some Eight of Vault. This shreds my resistance, you see? And I will still take it. So, less regen, less resistances, and I'm still will do fine. This is a beautiful build, you know. If you like beautiful builds and very strong, very nice, come do it, you know, because it's worth it. Oh, we have 2 bosses. Oh, good, they died. As you see, the build is pretty strong. I will log in on the League Start version, so this is what to expect. Because I think it's fair to know what to expect in the end game. Because eventually you will do a 6 link, you will get your 6 link, you get your upgrade, so you need what to expect in the end game. Because there you will spend most of your time. Makes sense for me. Let's do another map now. We put ambush and we hit it. Good. So I think this is the best starting point to showcase the build at this, when it's fully made. Keep in mind this can be upgraded a lot more. You have everything in the build guide. Yeah. So this is nothing what you see here, and it is still strong. Look, man. Let's take this, why not? Oh! You know, you want to see this thing on League Start? Hey. Speaking of League Start, I will release soon my Atlas progression. If you want to do it, it will be on the guild Discord. Look, damage is great, defenses are okay. Not a big deal. Grace is better. So I made a video yesterday where I started crying that this can be weaker, but it's not weaker actually. I was wrong. It's fine. Just put here a Rumi's Concoction Flask and it will compensate the absence of Ironwood. And actually I need to tell you one more thing. Because they removed the Ironwood, so they remove this in the next league, you actually get more skill points. So you get 3 extra skill points, as you will notice in the next league, that you can invest anywhere where you are. So actually it's a bonus. 3 extra skill points is big. Yeah. So yeah, it's not bad at all. The league is perfectly viable. The build, I mean, yeah. Let's do the map boss. Oh, again man. Good, it died. I'll do something for my boys here. I will relog on the League Start version. So we want to see how this build performs on with League Start items, you know. Okay, enough talking. Exit to character selection, and I will select my Star Trek Templar. I also have Super Mario Templar to emulate a League Start. You know, this I'll do it later, but now let's do the Star Trek Templar. Which, by the way, again, I didn't allocate it all my skill points. So I have a lower level. Okay, let's go to my hideout. You see, I have 9 passive points unavailable. So here I had 94. Man, I don't like math, you know. I want to be relaxed in this game. -9. So this emulates a level 85 character. On League Start scenario, once you reach tier 16 maps, most likely you will be above level 80. Pretty sure, I will tell you right now. Okay, my boy, let's take a Crimson Temple map. I will use it on the spot actually. What I need to stress here, look at my items. This is a 5-link setup. The gems are normal 2020, so I'm not using 2120, I'm not using awakened versions. These are basic gems. Look at my items, I'm not using Astra Mantis, I'm not using Garukan's Flight because those can be expensive of League Start. Look at my rings. These are simple links from the trade website. These uniques, as I explained, and you also have in my Discord server, are cheap. Yeah, so this is on League Start is 1 chaos, 1 chaos, 1 chaos. This can be 5 chaos. This is like 3 chaos, very cheap uniques, man. So everything that you see here, it's easy under, I don't know, 80 chaos or so it's very cheap. Okay, my boys, so it emulates a level 80 character, 85, sorry. And to make, I need to explain so fluid motion is a cheap jewel, do not worry. These are cheap. Here I have a timeless jewel that I explained in the build guide that on League Start you don't care about the big notables, as you can see. Here I have poison damage, which doesn't help me. Here I have some movement speed, some cold resistance, non-damage ailments. The idea is that I don't have dexterity on the big notables because I don't want to cheat. I'm using this timeless jewel just for the small notables, that any timeless jewel you will use, it will give you dexterity. So I explained for League Start you will do this and later you will upgrade it. So nothing expensive, nothing special. Here what I have. Here's a rare jewel with maximum life and dexterity. Now let's see how it performs in a tier 16 map. So most likely on League Start with this setup, you will do lower tiers. But for this showcase, I will do a tier 16 map. Yeah, because I want to show people that this is a great build. You know, you want to roll it, you know. Okay, this looks good. Especially because I'm using cheap items, cheap gems, a 5-link setup. You want to roll it, it makes sense, no? And I will show you that the build is still good, even emulating a level 85. I'm emulating the changes that will happen in the passive tree in the next league. And I have shit items that you can get on day 2, day 3, pretty easy. Yeah, you will have eventually a 6-link. You got bored with me talking? Let's open the map. Okay, we open the map. And I will showcase that this can do tier 16 maps, even on a 5-link, even with cheap gems, even with cheap items. It can do tier 16, which is pretty crazy. Okay. These monsters come to ruin my presentation, you know, so I need to be careful. Come on, die. Okay. Something special here? No. Oh. As you can see, even with on a 5-link with shit items and shit gems, it still can clear tier 16 maps. As a matter of fact, we should do the map boss so you can see the single target damage. So a lot of builds, of course, they can clear monsters, no problem. But I want to showcase the single target damage. Okay. Great build, man. I will not take Nico, it will give me some buffs. And I don't want to cheat, you know. I want to be real with my boys. What you see is what you get, you know. We want to have a good time, you know. Man, this is your lucky day. You finally found a good build in Path of Exile, and I'm talking about... So in the past, people were playing Righteous Fire. Hey, people that discovered my channel and played Siege Ballista for the very first time, they never went back to Righteous Fire. So once you try this build, you will never look back. This is very strong, you know. This is your lucky day, actually, because you found my channel. Okay, look, with budget items on a 5-link, I can do tier 16 maps. Yeah, also I didn't run it white, it was just actually. Yeah, and of course you will get eventually a 6-link and will be much more powerful, you know, more damage. You will get your mandatory uniques from the build guide. Ah, man, this is such a nice build, man. And my boy, I need to remind you, in case you're new to my channel, that each league I prepare a league start section that lasts 30 days. Here you have all the info that you need. If you want to league start with this build, you have here the complete guide on how to league start with Siege Ballista. Here you can even see me playing raw footage from Act 1 to Act 4. Yeah? And I explained everything that you need to know. Here are some tips. You know, here more tips for Siege Ballista. If you have questions, you have a dedicated section. Here is the official build guide. Here I always put the most recent build guide because I always update my builds. I like to keep them updated. You can scroll, you have common mistakes, and even a dedicated channel here. Good stuff. What I need to tell you now, because I'm talking about League Start, let's go back into my hideout. As you can see, the build is great. Maybe you're asking how this build is progressing early. You know, you just made a fresh character and you don't know what to expect. Man, for this I need to tell you a few words. Yeah. So here is the build guide and good. Here is the League Start guide. So there are basically 3 sections for this. Once you League Start for the first time, on Act 1-3 we will use a Holy Flame Totem setup, yeah? Later, from Act 3 until early red maps, we will use an Explosive Arrow Ballista setup. On a 4-link, if you play on a Hierophant, it will clear easily yellow maps, white maps. Very easy. You have plenty of gameplay footage on my channel. You know, this is a very broken setup. Once you get to Explosive Arrow, everything becomes easy mode. You might struggle as a new player a little with Holy Flame Totem because it sucks, but it's a good build. Let me see here, Holy Flame. So you can finish the first 3 acts much faster than the rest. Oh, shut up! Okay, so here you have everything. I even put the skill gems on the screen. Yeah, so it's easy to follow. Here I did a lab and I am also commenting while I'm playing, so people know what I'm doing. Here I'm explaining while you early mapping. You know, before you transition to Siege Ballista, I explained that you remain in this setup with Explosive Arrow. You do just a swap. We swap precision with purity of elements, yeah, because we need more resistance, we need elemental element immunity, which is important. And here I explain when we do transition to Siege Ballista. So there are 3 conditions. There are 5 essential items. Very easy to get, most of them are 1 chaos. You need a character above level 73, so you can allocate the essential nodes. And the Siege Ballista gem above level 40. Yeah. Again, if you're new to this build concept, you should not skip this video. It will explain everything and will help you. Yeah, good stuff. Now let's talk a little about the PoE again. So here you have the progression once you swap to Siege Ballista. No, I'm doing a guide, man, I'm explaining. So level 76, 84, you can see the progression. 92, level 100. Very good, very nice. Yeah, and this build, I call it Tier 16 Map Destroyer. Siege Ballista, you can do it for 5 or 10 Diviners, which is crazy, so it's very cheap and very effective. The changes that they did them in the patch notes, they are not big. The builds are still strong. There are still great League starters. Go with them. Trust PoE guy. This is the best League starter that you will ever play. I know that they buffed melee, but you know, I don't think it's a good idea to jump straight into a build that people are theory crafting and experimenting. Man, unlock your Atlas first. Here, you want to unlock all your Atlas. Later, after you farm some currency, you can spec into whatever you want. And this build, by the way, this build simply destroys blights, it destroys rituals, and it's just great. I hope you have a good day, and see you soon.